All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here for another episode of the Flaeva Show, and we have a very special guest today, our very own Italian resident here at Flaeva, and it is not you, Nick. Sorry.
It's not me.
It's not you. It's the much more attractive Rob sitting over there across from me. How are you, Rob?
Hey guys, very good. Thanks for having me.
It's
on.
Robertino.
Oh, I was about to say, I feel like I'm saying it too Aussie.
Robertino.
Robertino.
Robertino. Is that good?
We'll go with that.
So, Robertino, you are from
Padova.
Padova.
Yeah.
That's that right? Padova. No.
Yeah, so Padova, it's just outside of Venice. It's about half an hour west of Venice.
Yep.
So everyone will know Venice. So
We spoke about Venice just then off camera, and you know my thoughts, and I think I was a bit harsh.
What happened in Venice?
What didn't happen? All right, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but we're back. And that's a metaphor for what happened in Venice with me, all right? So it came crashing down. I don't know, it just wasn't, the people were rude, you know, that I dealt with, and I was speaking with Robertino about it, and he was like, well, they don't speak English there, mate. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
But also, like, I think Venice is also like a big attraction area, right?
Yeah,
So think
so
of the amount of people that would ask them for directions. Oh, I can't speak Italian, so
what people they don't realize is that with the amount of tourists now, there's less and less people actually living in Venice. So whoever you see there, they're probably workers or someone that is there just for the day, even if they're Italians.
Yep.
So Venice now, I think permanent population is around 30,000 people, you know, for the size of it. So it's just like a large town if you think about it, you know.
And are the locals upset at that?
Well, the tourism kind of drove the locals out.
Yeah.
From a cost of living, plus, you know, it becomes a little bit annoying having the sheer volume of tourists. So now they push the cruise ships outside of Venice. They used to come right in
through the canal.
Through the canal, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So the big cruise ships that you see in Sydney, they would go in front of San Marco Plaza.
Oh shit!
And would go. There's a big man-made island with car parks where the buses arrive and etc. So they would go there, and now they push them out.
Wow.
And they're trying to limit the amount of people as well, and they're trying to get them to pay a daily tax.
Oh shit!
Because what you'll find with Venice is that not everyone actually stays in Venice because it's expensive. So the big tour operators, they will book somewhere outside of Venice, you know, because even where I'm from, it's 35 minutes by bus, you know, like if you have a coach that takes you there. So from that perspective, they just come with their lunch already made. They don't really spend any money in the city. And some of the locals, they're not the happiest, but you'll struggle to find a lot of Italians that speak English. It's getting better now with the younger generations, but
yeah, okay. Well, it's funny that we spoke about this because today, I don't know if you've been Blue Mountains.
Yeah.
The Three Sisters.
Yeah.
Did not know all around the houses there, the residential area, it's all paid parking now. Paid $12 for 1 hour.
Oh shit!
Oh really?
Yeah. Because
that's where's their bond like.
Yeah, it is. I know. I didn't even go to the beach or anything. I saw Three Sisters that were rocks. That's
yeah,
it.
right.
And then I spoke to Vinny about it, and I was like, mate, surely these people don't live here. The amount of tourists there, you'd get over it.
Oh,
I wouldn't live
yeah.
there. And now, like with Venice, like similar thing, you're overcrowded with tourists, and you know how tourists are. Oh, mate, they're so oblivious to what's around them, and it's just, they're pests. They're pests, mate. And I could, especially for a city like Venice. Like
the volume, you know, I wouldn't know the numbers, but, you know, like you imagine that you'll have millions of people coming every year, you know, so like it becomes, they trying, in the whole of Europe at the moment, they trying to control the volume of tourists, because most of the beautiful cities, they get affected by over tourism at the moment, and people from outside, they don't really understand. They thinking that tourism just brings money, but actually, when it's a bit too much, it just creates dramas.
Yeah, for sure.
Last year I was in Florence, and it was the first summer after COVID. So basically, the year before in 2021, not everyone traveled, but last year everyone let loose it. And they just didn't have the infrastructure. Everyone was saying that they got double the amount of tourists that they usually get. So everyone was happy. But all the tourists, they were complaining there was not enough cabs. Public transport wasn't sufficient. They not designed, like compared to what we use here, we use for large cities. There, they're just small cities. And you guys been there?
No,
Have
I
you
haven't,
been
I
there,
haven't
Nick?
been. No, I haven't been there. I'm a fake Italian. I've been to Leichhardt.
The shame on Robertino's face on you right now, mate. What was your excuse? Your
I've been
grandparents worked so hard to get you here.
Well, that's right. I
You've
say
been
my,
working.
well, I've been working, but I say my grandparents worked so hard to get to this country. I can't go back.
Oh, that's a shame.
I can't. I can't.
Yes, get it into him, Rob. We've been trying to get him out.
No, I had the Europe trip booked, but COVID fucked me.
Did you actually have it booked?
Yeah, it was booked. We were going. My best mate was getting married
You're
over
going
there.
Japan. Then
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Time to go again. Summer is coming.
I know, but 2 kids now. Fuck.
You got the dad bod too, Nick. You can
That's
rock
true.
it.
I can have the real Torone look.
Yeah, you
The
can
gold
you can
chain,
put,
hairy chest.
you can put a
Yeah.
nice canottiera on,
Yeah,
you know?
Wait, what's that?
That's this here.
The singlet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
Is
wife
that
beater.
big in Italy? Wearing the singlet?
Yeah, it's more old school, let's put it that way.
Old school.
Yeah. Well,
He is old school.
He,
I don't know fucking nothing. I don't know nothing.
You know how to wear your conottere? Is that right?
Conotera.
Conotera.
canottiera.
Cavatiera. Cavatiera.
Yep, I get that.
The calabrese say maglietta.
Maglietta is a t-shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maglietta.
Fuck,
So-
I've been lied to, mate.
So they call it, if you have the t-shirt, the one that, like as an underwear, they call it Maglietta da Salute,
Maglietta salute.
the t-shirt of health, you know, like, because it keeps you warm and you don't get cold.
That's right.
And in
Yeah.
summer, it keeps the sweat off your t-shirt.
That's right.
See, it's practical.
Hey, grazie.
There we go.
Yeah, there we
Prego.
go. Then prego. What, is that ready?
No,
No, Prego's like, you're welcome.
Pronto is ready.
Yeah.
Pronto. Okay. Mi chiamo James. I know that one.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buonasera. Tanti auguri. Is that the birthday song?
It's a bit- yeah. Look at him
Pretty
go.
much
go.
Italian, guys. I just need to go like this a bit more, right?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that it. All right. So, Robertino, you know, just touching on Italy there. So, where you're from is 35 minutes from Venice. And
Yeah.
did you grow up there when you were a little boy, to becoming a man, or?
Yeah, so I moved out here when I was 21.
Wow.
So I've done my school there, and more or less I think about a week before my 22nd birthday.
Really?
Yeah.
And what were you feeling before coming to Australia? Like,
Was more of a snap decision.
okay.
Back after basically after high school, my plan was to go to England to study.
Yep.
That didn't go. That didn't go to plan. So I started uni in Italy. It felt a little bit, like I was feeling a bit restrained. So I've seen a friend of mine that at the time she was doing a working holiday trip in the States.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an August night, July, August. I was at home and I saw that. So ideas start coming through my mind, why I can't try to go to the States. I started looking into it. It was back in 2011, it was just after the GFC, where the States, they weren't the hottest place at the time, I still remember, it's quite fresh in my mind, there was this web page, I don't even know where I found it, and it was orange, and basically half of the page was about how to spend 3 months in the States. The bottom paragraph was about Canada, Canada had a 6-month visa at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the last 2 rows, they were about no requirements needed, you can go to Australia for 12 months.
Wow. Okay.
And after looking for an hour or two, looking on the different options on the internet, I went downstairs, told my mom, I think I'm going to Australia.
Yeah. What did she say?
Yeah, I
crying.
think she was a bit shocked because it was like 11 o'clock at night. So
Good night, mum. Wait, how do you say good night in Italian?
buonanotte,
Buonanotte. Buonanotte. What's
Mama.
mother?
Mama.
Madre?
mama.
No, mama.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That is snap.
That
talk
is
about-
quick.
Yeah. So the plan, the decision was not decision, but I had a little bit of plan afterwards, you know. So like, by the time I got everything ready, that was August, you know. So I decided that I give myself some time. So I was planning to book it by October, November.
Mhm.
And probably after a few weeks, I was having a beer with one of my best friends, and he was a bit upset because he was studying a uni course that was around aeronautical engineering or something similar, and
Yeah.
they were canceling it, so he didn't know what to do.
Okay.
And I shared it quietly. I go, I didn't tell anyone, but I decided to go to Australia. Why don't you come with me for a year?
Yeah.
So I think there I made his mom cry.
Is he still here now?
No, he spent about a year and a half with me. He came here. You probably met him. He was with his sister and another mate of mine in August.
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So he left in 2013 and he came back for the first time 10 years later. And he
Wow.
came to visit.
And
Yeah,
how come you didn't tell anybody about Australia? Was it just like
Just at the beginning, it's a little bit of like you want to keep a plan that is not ready, to yourself until
Yeah.
until you
I
get
feel
everything.
I feel like it's a bit of an Italian and probably a bit of an old school thing, like you told the older generation, and they're all going to try to talk you out of it.
No, it's not that. It's mostly like I just keep it to myself until I have a plan, until I make my decision, and then
yeah.
I had to quit my job. Had to decide how to quit uni, all those things. So,
What did you do for money when you came here, like for work?
well, that was pretty interesting. So, the first month, basically the first 30 days, we just been partying. So
There you
we,
go.
we,
Right.
You're
we,
in your
we-
country
I think
at a good time as well.
but-
2011, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, good
it was
times
good.
still.
I landed in Brisbane actually at the time. So first job, I found this guy that he agreed to give me a job for a few weeks just to get me through Christmas, and I was working as a kitchen hand and a little bit of dishwashing in a restaurant. And probably it's one of the people that I respect the most in my experience in Australia, because come Australia Day, he was taking holidays. He was closing after Christmas, and he goes, I told you that I'll give you a couple of weeks just to get you going. Now you're fired, you go and find your way, because otherwise you'll get stuck in a kitchen like everyone else.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's big.
my background, I always been into motorcycles, cars, etc. So beside from uni, I was working in a workshop as a motorcycle mechanic. So I just went. I've done a couple of odd jobs on the way, but by March I found a job in a workshop,
Perfect.
and that was it, kind of thing. And from there it evolved a little bit in different jobs, but
Mate, that boss of yours, to say that to you and to
Yeah.
someone foreign.
great guy.
Well, because I mean, it's in your best interest to keep staff. But he was like, "Go, do it. Yeah,
Go.
don't get
Yeah.
stuck." Yeah, I got stuck in hospitality. Fuck.
Yeah,
You needed that guy.
Yeah, I needed someone to tell me to leave.
top guy, like he hired me on a chat over a bench. He was closed, and I was just literally walking the streets handing resumes, and knocking at doors. And we got talking, and I still remember that was the first experience that you can't drink alcohol on the street here, like even in front of. So he poured a beer in a coffee mug.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So we were having a beer and a cigarette outside his restaurant, in a coffee mug.
Wow. And but that just says stuff about you as a person, your character. No one would do that.
Nah, that's not heard of.
Like as Australians, they'd want, and you were doing dirty work, essentially.
Oh, you gotta do it. Like at that time, like you're 20, everything works. Like
That's right. Yeah, but now we're finding or, you know, to me to a degree as well with this younger generation, where that's like, you know, sacrilege. Like you can't.
No, they're not gonna do shit.
Yeah.
They
You
don't
know,
want to do nothing.
They don't want to do it. But like for
You
you,
sound a little bit burned, Nick.
I'm having scarred. I'm scarred.
but mate, just the mindset you had, it was just about getting yourself a bit of money to then enjoy. Like, because were you here on a holiday visa or just the?
Yeah, the plan, you know, like you start with the plan and you kind of let that plan a bit loose, but you work for a few months and then you want to travel, etc.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that never worked out.
Yeah.
Basically, I spent all the money in the first month.
Yeah.
Found some jobs, you know, and then I was lucky because I got to travel with work over the years. So I got to see probably more of Australia and Italy in those years that I've been
Wow.
here. Yeah.
Amazing. And then you just never left.
Never left.
You just loved it that much.
It's been good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Great country. And then you met Nick, and then it got even worse.
Nick has been a staple, you know, like
Yeah. So how long were you in Brisbane for before? Did you go anywhere else before Sydney?
yeah. So basically, the first year, so I arrived 25th of November, Anzac Day of the next year, I landed in Mackay in North Queensland.
Oh, okay. How was that?
So I met a guy that was a mechanic, and I was having a beer and I was on the phone with him, and he goes, "Mate, just come up here. There's plenty of work. Like you can't believe it." Was the time we're talking about 2012 mining boom was a different.
Is this Francis?
No.
Okay.
Francis, I met him when I came back from Mackay.
Okay.
So basically, I went there. In one day, I got 2 jobs. Like
Wow.
was incredible. Like I remember, you couldn't get. We're talking about 2012. If you weren't a group of people, if you want to be by yourself and rent a house, you had to make at least 150 grand. They wouldn't even look at you to rent your house.
Yeah,
That was the competition at the time. We were paying more on rent than in Brisbane.
Wow.
So I've done a year and a half there. Things got a little bit, you know, like the boom deflated in 2013. And in September, I came back to Brisbane. And I had some friends in Brisbane, and that's how I met Francis, which Nick knows.
Okay.
Francis is a
Good motorbike mechanic.
Yeah?
He does good detailing work and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout
he's-
out Francis.
great mate of mine, you know, one of my best friends, and he makes everyone look him up, you know, like Francis Von Tut on Instagram. He builds motorcycles, he custom bikes. So you have your dream calendar somewhere there. you know, like,
Yeah, that's
You
it.
should check him out, you know, like he's
He's
the stuff
nice.
that he builds.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's actually I'm tempted to get my motorbike license.
It's a lot of fun.
As this guy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Get it.
I
Yeah.
Get the
love
license.
it. Actually, yeah, because I was looking at all these motorbikes. Remember, I was looking at the SR500s. I had it on the background of my phone. I was like, I love this bike. And he goes, "Mate, you're not doing anything without your license. You can ride as soon as you get your license. Just go get it."
Oh, really?
He was the one that like really pushed me, and I said, and I booked it then before he even finished his coffee. I booked it. I go, done. I'm going.
That's all you need to do. Just go and
Just
Go.
book
You get
online,
it. You get
can
your
book
L's. Yeah.
Book
No.
it on your phone. You know, like in the meantime, even if you don't have a bike, it matures, you know, because the P's, the L's, you need 3 months on the L's, you know, even if you don't ride. After 3 months, you can get
As long
your
as you
P's.
pass that P's test, you got your P's, and you're on your, well, depending, like when you're over 25, you're on your P's for a year. Was I on my P's for a year? Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know about that because I was like, oh yeah, how are you going to get someone on the bike with you with your learners? So you just go in
No,
straight away.
you ride on your own. They teach you how to ride, then you go out and you're pretty much free around on the streets.
Okay.
So it's amazing here. Like back home, for example, if you're on your learners, you have to have someone. Even here, you have to have someone with you. I think on your else or down.
For driving in the car.
No, for riding.
No, you're on your own.
You're back home. You have to have someone around you. You know, so if they pull you over, you know, there's got to be someone, and you have some
there's a second
limitations.
rider there.
And there's some limitations about the roads you can get on and all that. Here is pretty free. You know, like.
Okay.
I'm a big advocate of, if you're in doubt, get your license, and then, you know, worst is going to come, you'll have an extra license that you're not using, but at least you have it, you know, for when you'll decide.
It's a great experience. Like I always said, the one thing I love about riding a bike is that you're concentrating on nothing but the bike and the road. You can touch your phone. They've got all the headphone stuff now. I don't have any of that stuff, but like literally, even just riding to work, it's the best. It makes me look forward so much to coming to work and going home.
It just looks cool. Just yourself, and you probably get all the wind coming against you too.
Oh,
and
the
just,
best
what a
feeling.
It's
feeling.
amazing, man.
Yeah.
The best feeling.
Okay, I'm gonna be. I don't know bike language too much. I like the Japanese bikes, like the
Sports
the
bikes.
sports bikes. Is that your style?
You've ridden a
Yours?
few of
That-
them.
Plenty. Those bikes were my dream bikes. Like
Yeah.
when I was 16, 18. Like I grew up as soon as I turned 18, I got myself a JXR 750. A Suzuki.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got it in my head now. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, that was back in 2008, 2009, and yeah, it was a 2001 model, if I remember. Yeah.
Okay. And are they cheap?
Good time.
Like they're cheaper than cars? Like obviously.
Yeah, definitely,
to run-
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's cheap thrills as well, So like the performance that you get from a, 6-7 grand bike,
Yeah.
it's on the same level as a supercar.
Right. Okay.
So you can kill yourself pretty quickly. But I always think that there's a lot more enjoyment than the fear that people put into the bikes. If you have a good head and you think ahead, and
So just being focused. Being focused.
Being
and-
focused.
You got to be
Focus,
focused the whole
right,
time.
right
Yeah.
defensive, look at the danger in front of you, and you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Okay.
Mate, I came off my 250, my little Yamaha, my Yamaha.
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 I don't get
It was
it.
like a cruiser, but it was a little Yamaha, so we call it the Yamaha.
Why?
Because it's like as if
Because
you're
you
riding a
couldn't-
Harley, but you can't afford a Harley.
Oh.
It's a Yamaha. I have a Harley now.
All right. I get you. Yes. Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
All right.
But mate,
cool.
I hit the ground. Yeah.
No, I'm just laughing at myself. I'm so stupid. All
But
right.
I hit the ground at like 40 k's an hour.
Killed?
Oh,
Like-
it was weird. It hurt.
It hurts.
It hurts. Yeah, you hit.
40k, it hurts.
Yeah, it's a lot like you can't run 40 k's an hour. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So you're hitting the ground, fucking hurts. But like, the weird thing was I was in a t-shirt and jeans. I had the tiniest scratch on my arm in a t-shirt,
Yeah.
but I had the biggest graze in my jeans and the tiniest rip on my jeans. I was like, I couldn't understand what had happened.
Right.
It always depends how you hit the ground, So like,
Yeah.
Do you have a technique to fall safely, or is it just?
there's no technique when you're on the road. Like you can't really control what happens. Like, and mostly, if you're falling on the road,
Mm.
it's not because you're really expecting it, unless
Oh, okay,
someone pulls in front of you, and it comes
It's
from
not like when you're racing, you're coming into a turn and there's a bit of a slippery part.
and at the same time it comes from inexperience a lot of the times, because
Yeah,
it
that
was,
was me,
six,
mate.
6 months into it probably at the
Yeah.
time. I remember would have been 5 years ago roughly.
Probably 3 years ago. Oh, probably 4 years ago. Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, yeah. And mate, I remember coming off it, I was like, I had to ride my bike because I was on a bridge. I had to ride it with the handlebars bent. I was just like, just get off the bridge.
Where did it happen?
On the Iron Cove Bridge.
I
Yeah. A car, I was behind a ute and he pulled out last minute. I was in the bus lane and there was a lady stopped in the bus lane. And I'll be honest, one thing that they taught us at the motorbike when we did the course, and obviously then you go out, you learn how to ride for yourself, but they always said you just stop with that. You have to stop, use your front brake. You're always using your front brake. And I used to think, if I skid, I'd rather my rear skid than my front. Because if my rear skids, I'm going to fishtail. If my front skids, I'm going down. Mate, inexperience again, locked it up. I just didn't practice my emergency brake enough. So hit it, didn't have time to hit the back brake. So, and that stops you pretty much straight away. And the front skidded out that little bit and I just hit the ground. Yeah, the lady was freaking out and I fucking lost it at her. I lost that.
Man, there's a lot of hate for bikers on the road.
Yeah.
it is, but I think
I think depending what kind of a rider you are.
Yeah.
I'm a big, I've been on a bike since I was 13 on the road. Like in Italy, you can start riding a 50cc when you're 14.
Yep.
So I've seen a few now, but I reckon here it's quite a safe place.
Yeah.
Compared to riding in Europe, you know, like it's a lot more full on there. I reckon you'll find yourself in danger.
I find it really safe in traffic because everyone's constantly checking their checking their shoulders because they're switching lanes, or whatever. So they're always looking around in traffic.
And it's a slow traffic here, you know, like you know, even in Sydney, for people that they complain, you know, I lived in Brisbane and Melbourne.
Wait,
It's still
here's slow traffic. He's saying there's not that much traffic.
There is a lot of traffic, but it's not crazy traffic like in, you know, you go to Italy, for example, or any city in Europe. Like, the traffic flows a lot faster. Here, you know, like, there is no problem. People will stop, you know, if someone is trying to make a turn, even on the Anzac Bridge that is meant to be the busiest, everyone stops, you know, and no one gets, like, if someone slows down and tries to cross 5 lanes, there will be someone that tries to sneak in. You don't expect that person.
Yeah.
Well, here everything happens, you know, if you keep your eye out 3-4 cars in front of you, I never had a problem in, you know, touch wood.
Yeah, touch wood for sure. That's the last thing we want. But okay, interesting. I'm sold, man. I'm sold. I see the people on the bikes. I'm like, that looks fun. That looks fun. Even just to do it once.
Going to work as well, you know, like, it's amazing. Cuts my travel time at the moment by half.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you can go in bus lanes, hey?
Yeah.
Bus lanes.
I came here tonight, you know, like, all Victoria Road, you know, like, you know how banked up it is at this time. All bus lane, you know, like, it was all smooth sailing for me.
That's the best.
Yeah, it is good.
So, all right.
Free parking, your $12. As long as you respect the time limit on the sign, is for free with bikes.
You don't need to pay for the metered parking?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Pull up anywhere you want.
No way.
That's big. That's big incentive.
Hey. All right. Can't wait not to do it, but yep.
Hey, you got to try this nutrient water.
Yeah, man. This is the longest time.
That's right. Which one is the best?
Dragon fruit.
Yeah. James likes the pink one, the dragon fruit. But the purple one is...
I'll try the blackberry. No?
Yeah. I'll get it. You got it? JT?
Please. All right. We
now,
do a bit of...
Hang on. We want you to crack it into the microphone. We want to hear you sip.
Is that one of your tricks?
This is one of the...
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounded good. Good sip.
Very good.
Good
That's
sip.
a great sip. Mate, the Italians just know how to do it. But
I'm not Italian.
You're not Italian. You'll know why, Robertino, because look at how he sips.
That felt good, didn't it?
Oh, man. It's such a bloody good drink. It's the best. Robertino, I'm jealous that you can cross your legs like that, eh?
What is that?
Oh, I cannot cross... Mate, you joking?
Don't hurt yourself. We
Yeah,
don't
mate,
have...
that's as far as I'm going. That's
Mate,
a
you-
talent, mate.
You need to spend some more time to your neighbors and do a little bit of stretching,
Yeah, I've got to do
yoga,
something.
something.
I've got to do something. That's impressive. I've never been able to cross my legs. Maybe I can do it this way. No. Fuck,
Yeah,
everything's
you need to
tight.
stretch it out, Nick.
Yeah, I
What's
know.
going
Can you
on?
cross your legs like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Fuck,
quite
it
normal.
looks so comfortable, eh? It looks so comfortable. It looks so comfortable.
Mate, you got to hit up Sophie.
Yeah, that's right.
You get stretched out.
I can't do it. Like,
No,
everything
you
just
can
grabs.
do it. You can do it.
You won't take it long.
Yeah, I know. I was fit and flexible at one point in my life.
Yeah,
I'm
but
old,
How old are
fat, and
you?
stiff. I'm 30.
Not old.
I know, but my body's old. I got the hips of a 65-year-old. The doctor said.
Just start stretching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
When I do stretch in the morning, my back feels a lot better.
There you go. You have to.
Anyway, on to the next taste. Keep that close to you. This is a fun game that we've got.
What do we have there?
It's called Bean Boozled. So we're going to spin the spinner, and it's going to land on a colour. And the colour's got one of each flavor, like one of two flavours. So for example, one of them could be strawberry banana smoothie. The other one could be dead fish.
Gotcha.
Juicy pear or booger.
Should I trust you?
Butter popcorn and rotten egg.
Is that
Well,
rigged or?
No, like you get good flavour sometimes. If you get the blue one, you're
Sometimes
safe.
that's it.
Sometimes, yeah, because like the blue one's berry blue or toothpaste. That's not going to go bad for you. So I'm going to spin for you. You're going to spin for me, and then I'll spin for James. This one's not that bad. It's birthday cake or dirty dishwasher water. So you want one of the white ones.
Let's
Keep
try.
that vitamin water close.
Wow.
Yeah, it's careful. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
fucked. Hey, you don't want dead fish.
No, it's up there with the worst.
Dead fish is like, it's the worst.
I don't know. It was better that or that wet socks.
Oh, go. You spin for me.
What do we have here? Strawberry dead fish.
Oh,
I
let's
haven't got a
talk
dead
about
fish
it.
one before. Is it this one?
It is that one.
Fuck.
What does it taste?
No, I think it's strawberry banana smoothie.
Oh, nice.
Well, I really like dead fish.
Been practicing.
Oh, you got pomegranate or old bandage.
That's all right.
There you go, sir.
Thank you.
He's had plenty of old bandages already.
Yeah.
Old bandage.
Disgusting.
The dead fish one's, it's got to be the worst.
Did you guys try it? Did you get that fish
I
already?
think I've had it. Yeah,
He's
it's
had it, yeah.
terrible.
You must be
it's-
the most unlucky one. He always gets the good ones.
I get good
Yeah.
ones a lot. I do.
You do.
I do.
Yeah,
I must admit.
And we still play it. All right. Let's
He
get
wants,
that
he
done.
wants to can it. All right, you got to do a lucky dip now. So just just don't look, grab one out, and then we'll check what flavour you're going to get. Anyone you want.
It's the dark pink one.
Oh, that's the pomegranate or old bandage. It's actually not that bad, the old bandage. It's nice.
Don't do it.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, pomegranate. There we go.
I swear to God, if I get dead fish, I'm walking out.
Oh, this one's easy. It's either toothpaste or the berry blue. It's toothpaste.
Oh, it's
Dirty
good.
dishwasher.
That tastes like shit.
Yeah, it's right. It's fucking screwed. Well, there's the bad flavour for the night.
I'm not immune to them. You're immune to them. I'm not. I know there needs to be a petition to get this banned, because if you took this game back home to Italy, Robertino, and played it, and your family of the rich Italian culture of great taste in food tasted some of those flavors, they'd spit it out.
I never understood why would you play a game like this.
Ex-
but
It's fun.
It was good the first week.
It's fun.
When
Yeah.
I got like 4 out of 5 good ones. And now not so good.
it must be fun for you that
He
you
always
cop
cops
the
it.
yeah.
He always cops it. It's good. For me, it's funny.
You gotta spice it up. You gotta change them every couple of weeks. You know, so
So you just get all the bad ones. Fun one that's got all the bad ones. You just
lick it, put it back in.
the next guest will know what to expect now. You know.
Oh, I know. But it's fun to play. Everyone's got a different reaction.
That's true. They do.
Everyone's
But-
got a different reaction.
Mate, Robertino, you
I
go.
was going to say, back to your story, it's impressive. Like, you came to Australia in 2011 and, like, you've set yourself up pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I could say. Well, I said myself, this for me is home. So you know, like, I always try to make it as homely as possible. You know.
Yeah, of course. But, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, for example, when my grandfather came here, work was, like, available and a thing. And, like, that's what they all did. Like, that's what they all did. They went and they got jobs and they opened up businesses, whatever. But that was back in the 50s. Or, yeah, the 50s and the 60s, where there was all the opportunity. Not to say that the opportunity is not here, but it is a lot harder. And you've pulled through
I
it.
reckon the opportunities depends from you how much you want to grab it or look for it. You know, like I've always been of the opinion that, or you know, like you probably recollect that I landed in Brisbane. I went to Mackay. I came back to Brisbane. I kind of made my way down.
Mm.
If I was coming to Sydney, I was staying in Sydney, I probably wouldn't be where I am now, you know, like...
When you first came, you mean?
Yeah, but you have to see it as... Everyone lands in Sydney mainly and in Melbourne. I remember
Yeah.
back at the time when I was in Mackay, I was the only Italian there, you know. So like, all my mates were English and Irish mostly.
Mm.
It's,
Um,
yeah.
And did that?
you said it yourself, you know, like you get stuck in. That's why I'm still grateful to that guy um, that told me to go and find my way, because a lot of people they start, doesn't matter what their background is, they start in Italian restaurant, they start in a restaurant, you know, in that hospitality, and that just takes it out of you. I've been lucky from one side. From one part, I moved around, you know, so I went where I knew that there was availability of jobs, but I always done what I liked, you know. So I worked with bikes. I always progressed through what I really knew how what to do and what I liked, you know. But
Yeah.
you have to get out of your way a little bit, you know, like out of the comfort zone. And sometimes it's nice. It's a bit of an adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think that's what's stopping most people? Just that comfort zone? And
Well, it's fun, you know. So if you come from Italy, in the where I'll put in between brackets quickly, after a month that I was in Australia, after a month and a half, while the restaurant was on a break, I decided that I'll take off and I'll go to work in a cattle station,
oh, right, yeah.
because that was like, I was reading on forums at the time, you know. So I ended up 3 hours west of Mount Isa
Wow.
on a 26-hour Greyhound trip,
Yeah.
plus another 3 hours in a ute with a farm manager. Fair to say, I lasted a week there.
A week. Wow.
Can you imagine that myself? I could understand English, but from a school perspective, to be literally on the border of Northern Territory and Queensland,
Oh, the accent would have been thick.
it was
It would
just
have been
terrible.
thick.
Was your English as good as it is now? Because
No,
your
it
English
definitely
is
wasn't.
great.
Definitely
Like-
wasn't like this.
I feel like that's one thing though that Italians that come and work in Italian restaurants here, obviously there's going to be someone there that can speak English, but they get stuck just speaking Italian to each other, right?
That's right. For my first probably couple of years, my Italian interactions, they were very limited,
Yeah, yeah.
and that helped me a lot at that time, you know. And that North Queensland accent, and yeah, it's a lot harder to understand, and I think that formed me a little bit more, you know.
Hmm.
And here it's a lot easier. People, they understand you even if you have an accent. I remember back in Mackay, there was either Aussie, English, or you have an accent. They couldn't care where the accent was from, you know. You had an accent, they kind of shut off. They don't really listen because they struggle to understand you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, that's tough. And
It was fun, you know, like depends if you take it personally.
yeah.
If you don't take it personally, it's
No
life,
issue.
you know.
It's,
like-
a good way, it's a good way to learn. You got no
definitely.
other choice.
And we adapt as humans. That's what we're meant to do. We adapt to.
Look, I've seen some funny stories up there, you know, like there were people that they never been to Brisbane, not even. I've been asked like random questions there, you know, like. So, do you guys write in English in Italy?
See.
Well, we have Italian restaurants here. What do you call them in Italy? Just restaurants?
And I go, whoa, where's that question from? He goes, oh, your writing is so correct, and your spelling is, you know, when you write so well in
Yeah.
English, but when you speak, your English is a bit more broken. I go, well, I have a little bit more time of thinking when I write, so that's why.
That makes sense, yeah.
Very good.
That makes sense.
But yeah, some places they were a little bit out of the world, you know, like
Yeah.
they love it there, and I truly enjoy it. You have the Wheat Sundays an hour away.
Yeah.
It probably was. They were some of the best years, you know, up there. Good fun.
So how long were you up there for altogether?
A couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your friend stayed with you for 1 year, or did
My friend stayed in Brisbane, so funny story with him. He couldn't speak English that well, so I actually done his first interview on the phone for him.
Did you stitch him up?
No, he got a
I'm
job
not
and
good. I can't do anything.
and he got that job straight away. Like when I was working in the restaurant, he got the job straight away in this bakery.
Yeah.
So his family, he grew up in a bakery. His dad, it's a baker, you know, and yeah, he worked there until more likely until I came back to Brisbane. He had an opportunity to open a cafe back in Italy.
Oh, right.
So when that came onto the market, he packed everything in a couple of weeks and
Yeah.
he flew back home.
And were you okay with it at that time? Like you had been settled, or were you?
Yeah, we were both of us. One stayed in Brisbane. I was up in Mackay,
Oh,
you
of
know.
course,
So
you're
like,
away
Oh, right,
anyways.
okay, yeah.
but we kind of got our sponsorship at the same time. We had a different pathway compared to a lot of our friends that they had to go through student visas. They had to go through all sorts of hoops, because.
They make it hard, don't they?
But we had the profession, so like we
Yeah,
knew how to do something.
Mm.
So we've been kind of lucky because they sponsored us straight away.
Yeah.
So I
Wow.
remember up in
Beautiful.
Mackay, I got a sponsorship after 3 months, So like,
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
So good.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's
Well,
what you want.
Yeah.
That's
'cause-
what you want.
Well, I was going to say with your question, I was like, yeah, where'd you learn English? Because, mate, it's spot on. Like, you got the best accent, by the way. I said this to you before. I'm in awe of the accent, ladies and gentlemen. I can't stop looking there. This is the most eye contact I've given any guest.
should I be worried?
Yeah. Don't take it personally. If you don't take it personally, you're okay. But no, it's actually like, did you just over time through conversation, you picked up more?
Over time, and I always got to, after the first couple of years, I always got to work with the public.
Transport?
No, I worked in a dealership, so I always work
Oh, yeah.
with the public, so like I always got to speak. I always been surrounded by English speaking people, so it just comes with times, in the end I've been, if you talk with some of my colleagues, they still think that I have a strong accent, for all the years that I've been here, but it just comes with the time, I suppose.
Yeah, and you're right. It was the best thing because we find now if you're just thrown into the deep end, yeah, you may drown for a little bit, but then you start to learn how to swim, and you're forced. Like you're
100%.
forced, and
Yeah,
you will.
that's it.
And you have to force yourself sometimes
That's
as well,
right.
Because someone told me, like comfort, it's good,
Mm.
It builds up a good belly comfort, like
Yeah.
you stay there.
I'm clearly comfortable.
I'm on shambles over
Yeah,
here.
six pack.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like
Yes.
you get into that comfort zone, and with the years gone by, I feel it myself, like you start becoming fearful of making a change,
Yeah.
and you got to move forward sometimes.
No,
Yeah,
dude,
that's
I
it.
had that, man. I had to change like jobs, same job, just different location. Mate, I struggled. I backed out the first year. I just didn't want to do the change. Then eventually I got there, and then you do it, and you're like, oh, it's not that scary.
No, in the
Yeah.
first 6 months of a change, like
Yeah, it's hard.
they say that job, house, or city, if you change one of them, it's one of the most stressful things,
Yeah, and it was it's hard. Definitely, it's hard, but I haven't done it to the magnitude that you've done it. But even that small change, like you said, job, city, or house, and things like that. But then you get used to it. You then look at you're a success story, mate. Like, and an inspiration, seriously, because like I think a lot of people, even in Australia, will be motivated hearing this to be like, all right, I want to try that thing. Stop putting it off. Oh, that's not an excuse. You even speak
get that
the
by
language.
license.
Mate, seriously, after the episode, I'm booking it.
Mate,
and then
it's good fun.
when it gets out, this episode comes out, I'll screenshot it and show everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fantastic.
that's it. So, but like, you have to do it because otherwise you never will. You never will.
I told you, he pushed me. He just said, mate, you keep talking about buying these bikes, just looking at them online, whatever. He goes, you can't ride it anyway. Get your license. Yeah, done.
Yeah.
And then you have all the time to buy a bike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so Robertino. I love saying the name too, mate. I'm killing it. I feel Italian tonight, guys. I'm into it. So,
You're definitely the minority here.
yeah, clearly. I want to be Italian, Nick.
It's got its ups and downs. When your family's here, sometimes there's a lot of
Yeah.
downs.
So, growing up in Europe, what would you say was the best thing about it? Because, you know, for us, we haven't had that. Like, growing up in Australia, we had different customs, different traditions. But for someone European that's grown up, because the only person I had was my grandparents, but for them, it was like village life. So,
But village life is great.
yeah, I'm sure it would be.
I grew up in the town is probably 3,000 people. Like
Wow.
what you get in Italy mostly, but even in other places, like Europe is not made of necessarily massive cities. So, where I was, 3,000 people, 3Ks away, there's a town, 10,000 people.
Oh, right, yeah.
Another 2Ks, but they separate and they all have their own identity.
Mm.
I think if you can combine the opportunity that you have in Australia with the lifestyle there, I always say it, on a good gig, you can't beat, like the lifestyle in Europe.
Yeah.
The rules are more common sense. Then you have to hit your head against bureaucracy and all that, and then you get over it. But that's probably where the good is, like even going, like people, they get to enjoy it. Like there's one thing that I miss here, like you finish work, you go straight home, or there's a rush, go to the gym. There, back home, you stop on a Friday. Even now when I go home, like I know that 5:30, 6 o'clock, I find all my old mates at the bar, they're having a drink before they go home for dinner.
Mm.
A drink, not 10.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Takes that edge. You have a beer with your mates, or a Prosecco or a Aperol, like the Aperol Spritz that now is very famous here. It's our, sparkling water back home. It actually comes from Padua. The Aperol, if you look on the Aperol bottle, it says Padua on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Mate, claim to fame.
So that's kind of our drink, it's on the same level as beer. It's not a fancy
Really?
cocktail, like
Yeah.
It's just a drink.
when we're a student, like you pay for a glass €2 and you get smashed to them.
Yeah, they'd be strong over there too,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But having that break, enjoying a glass of wine for lunch, that doesn't kill anyone. All those little things, they're good fun. Here you have the nature. Here, to really enjoy it, you got to get out.
Yeah. Well,
Sydney is pretty good because you have. I don't think there are many cities in the world where like you have a big city center and 10 minutes away we have beautiful beaches.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. And
that's
we've got
right.
great beaches here.
Yeah.
Like fantastic beaches. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. I've always been fascinated by the comparison because people have gone overseas, so the lifestyle is different. Like it's a big shock. It's more laid back. It's more. But then you said there's other things that you get over that we have it good here. So
Yeah.
you'll never
It's
have
always a
that
balance.
problem. Yeah.
You can't compare it. I always been of the opinion that if you start comparing the two,
Yeah.
you're never gonna enjoy a good life here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be like always dreaming of every year it's a holiday to Europe because you're missing it that much.
Yeah.
You gotta take what's good here as well.
And if you're comparing, you're always negative because the
100%.
other thing's better.
Yeah, it's always
All
going
the
to be one
time.
or the other.
100%.
It's always better that there.
You gotta make it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's good that Nick now finally has some good croissants. They taste decent. So you can have your
They do.
croissants with a coffee in the morning.
Oh, variety, mate.
Yeah.
Mate.
It makes it more enjoyable, Like for me, a big thing has been, we have the cornetto, which is very different from the croissant. If you walk on Darling Street now, there's 50,000 shops that they make
They're all
French croissants.
croissants. So many croissant shops have opened up in a year. It's
Really?
nuts. It's insane.
Wow.
But I'm a big fan of the Italian cornetto, which is sweet. It's different. It's got a brioche impasto, and you can have it with the coffee. It's not that buttery and heavy that you
Okay.
have it
Yeah,
as a
that's
ham
right.
and cheese.
It's light and sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
almost
yeah.
like having a biscuit with
Yeah,
a
so-
coffee.
So Nick now has them, you know, so I can enjoy coffee with croissant in the morning. It's,
There you go.
you know, like that's where you get to make those small joys of life. You know, you got to find them.
Yeah.
Or you have to convince your mates to get
Yeah,
them.
that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's a European in me. Like in coffee, like how often do I do my best to get on the other side of the counter just to have an espresso with
100%.
you? Like that's the one thing. Like always try to have my first coffee in the morning sitting down. Like I'm standing up for the whole day. I want to enjoy my coffee sitting down. And anytime I see like there's a handful of customers that I'll actually go out and have a coffee with. Robertino's one of them. I try and get out from behind that counter, even if we're just standing on the bar outside, whatever. And it's coffee time.
That
Yeah.
3-4 minutes, have a coffee.
And and then it's like I'm set and ready to work again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need it. You need those little things.
Yeah, that's the small luxuries.
Well, how's the bromance started here, boys? Like, how do you know each other? Because
All through the shop.
Through the shop as a customer.
Yeah.
so
If you spend a lot of money, you become friends with him.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay, so we're like 1 year we're talking here, 2 years. How many years?
Since I opened, probably
2018.
2018.
So I
yeah.
moved to Sydney. I moved to Balmain in 2017, and you must have opened.
January 2018.
There you go. So
Yeah.
thereabouts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's an OG.
And you clicked it straight away?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like when you start seeing the same face and you start talking, get to know him,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then that's it.
Then you
become
get him to
mates.
get a bike license. You know, so
That's
you
it.
start. It's
Yeah.
always. I think it's always good to have something in common. You know.
Mm. Yeah, for sure.
We both got
That-
dogs. I've looked after his dog before.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What dog do you have?
I have a kelpie.
Kelpie. Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Cute. Do
She's
you know-
very cute, very well behaved
Crazy.
compared to Salvatore.
Crazy.
Oh, compared to Sal, come on.
I wonder where she is now. You know, like I haven't made it home yet.
She'll be alright.
Yeah, what's her name?
Luna.
Luna. Okay.
Which
You know-
means moon in Italian.
Ah, okay. What son?
Luna? Solo. The
What?
sun.
Sole.
Sole.
Sole. Okay. Do you know my stance on dogs?
What's your stance on dogs?
I don't care for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, do you like baby talk to your, like, is it like a child for you, or is it just a dog?
No, it's more of a dog.
Okay.
I look.
That's why she's well behaved in Sal, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Then I'm on your side then. So
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah,
parenting.
the
is
dog
good.
dog has to be a dog. Like you have to treat it like a dog. You know,
Yes.
like you look after it. You know, like it's me and her at home. You know, but you gotta remember that it's a dog.
All right. See, that's all I wanted. This is. See.
I know Salvatore's he's very close to my heart. I love him. I love him.
It becomes like it was crazy. I had my parents here in January, and then I had a few other friends. Basically, all January and Feb, I had people over,
Mm.
and they totally spoiled her.
Oh, okay.
She was a brat for like
Yeah.
another 3 weeks afterwards. You know, like totally disaster because like they know where they're intelligent animals. They know where to find the soft spot. You know,
Yeah.
and you have to keep them in line because otherwise, you know, like.
Yeah, and that's what's wrong with it.
They'll take
See,
advantage.
You should be a dog whisperer. I can already
No.
tell. this is
I
what we
think
need.
I think Nick has one that comes into the coffee shop here and
We
there.
literally have a dog whisperer.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we get them on?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I want to have a conversation. All right, I want to have a conversation. I'm ready for it.
I'll bring Sal on so she can have a conversation with
Yeah.
Sal.
Probably more interested, to be honest. I'll just talk to the wall. Oh my goodness. So, well, we may have to give him a call.
The dog whisperer? Yeah.
You know,
Ask.
we like
Come on.
calling people, don't you?
Yeah, if they answer. Which brings us to our next segment.
Something you're worried now.
This is the probably the most fun game that everyone enjoys on this show.
Yeah.
We don't have a name for the game yet. We'll think of one, but pretty much. Oh, you know what we should call the game? What was the
Call a friend.
no, not Neil. Fuck, Liam Neeson. What was the Liam Neeson movie? Taken. Where he gets the phone call. And
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. It was just because it's a phone call. That's what we should call the game. We should call it. We should call it Taken. Taken.
All right.
So you got to know your contacts. They have to be in Australia, Robertino. You can't call someone in Italy because what time is it in Italy now? Like 3
It's
in the
actually
morning?
morning. No. You'll be. What is it? I think it's 11:30 in the morning.
Oh. Maybe
can call
Do
us
we
up.
go against
maybe.
the rules?
Well, maybe, I don't know. The rule generally is that they're going to be in Australia.
Yeah, that's fine.
Pretty much, it's a hypothetical. There's a gun to your head. You're going to call someone. If they answer, you die.
So you want to pick someone who won't pick up.
You want
who
someone
never
that's not going to
answers their
pick up.
phone.
You got to know your contacts.
Have a think.
No, that's all right.
You got one? Can't be Nick.
He never picks up. If he picks up now, I'm fucked.
Is this Nicole?
It's a mate of mine in Brisbane.
Hey, he's
Oh,
alright.
Well done.
He's alright.
Who'd you call?
A good mate of mine in Brisbane, but he never picks up.
Ah.
Mostly at this time.
You see, that's the aim
Yeah,
of the game. You got to
well
know the
done.
contacts. Very
Yeah.
good. We've had 2 pickups now.
Yeah, I think 2 pickups. Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah.
That was actually funny. He called me while I was here, so like.
Oh, did you
Oh,
call me
you
back?
didn't answer. Wow, that's actually like double points.
That's
You
bad.
got an extra life. All right, Robertino, we're actually close to wrapping up here. It's been nearly an
Yeah.
hour, mate.
Oh, it flew.
It goes, we
goes
say
quick.
that all
Amazing.
the time. Each guest we say, "Oh, we're wrapping up." Like what already? Like it's been an hour.
Yeah, goes quick.
So we want to end on, and we had a quick discussion, Nick and I, about it. So we do a Flaeva 5. It's our own ranking system of the top 5 things.
Yep.
It's a bit stereotypical here because you are Italian, but you've probably got expert knowledge. So we're looking at top 5 Italian pastas. Not the type of pasta or the actual pasta
No, the dish, like the sauce, whatever. Like it can be.
Like
I
spaghetti
know.
bolognese, or just be bolognese.
Yeah.
Or pesto, or...
Whatever it is, the sauce with the kind of pasta, it's all the same. It's all whatever's from 1 to 5. 1 being the highest, 5 being.
Is it taste, or is it just like... Because bolognese is such a staple and like a safe...
All right, so as a number 1, you can't go past the carbonara.
Carbonara? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Yeah,
of a
raw
passion of
egg, man.
mine, like.
Yep.
And
And we're a team here, so feel free to bounce ideas off us and we can...
Because me, I don't know if this is traditionally Italian, but I love like the penne with vodka. The penne vodka and the pink sauce.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's... Yeah, that's...
That there's
yeah.
for
Right.
me is up there.
2021, you've been hot in Sydney.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone was selling them.
It was
Really?
like it just
Yeah,
became
yeah.
a big fad. Everyone was going nuts for it.
No way.
Yeah.
Like the vodka red... Like sort of red sauce?
Yeah, yeah.
With the penne.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's
and
it.
they put like a dash of cream in there, and it makes it like a pink.
Man, I know a
orange
couple of
colour.
restaurants that was the best grossing dish that they had on the menu.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right, write
Oh,
that one
oh.
down. Okay, so...
Was a hit on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you light the vodka on fire, or a lot of people did, and created the flame, and it was an Instagram pasta.
Uh-huh.
100%.
Okay, so vodka, carbonara. I can't say it as good as you, Robertino, but
So-
excuse me.
I love a matriciana.
Beautiful.
I love a matriciana.
My, I say lasagna. You can't get,
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
have to have it.
Actually, lasagna should be on top. I reckon number 1.
I'm big on the carbonara.
Yeah. That was all I wanted for my 30th birthday. I begged my wife to make me a lasagna, and she did.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
Really?
Yeah, that's
you
what I
love
got
it?
for my 30th birthday.
Lasagna.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we get off the script and go for a tiramisu as a 5th, or it has to be a pasta?
Mate, tiramisu, chef's kiss. That is the best. We can just do Italian dishes if we want.
Yeah.
Who cares, mate? Tiramisu is 1 for me. Are you picky with your tiramisu, Robertino? Like, do you need it? Like, do you judge it if you go to somewhere and you order one?
It's got to be made good.
It's got to be
Yeah.
Like, I think it's an easy one to make.
Yeah.
The biscotto can't be too
But
soggy.
If you
The
fuck it up,
mascarpone's
like
got to
you,
be
you
fluffy.
should go back on YouTube
That's right, mate. I'm big on it.
Go back on YouTube.
and learn how to make it.
YouTube University.
Hey, have you had it from
I-
Cucinetta?
I haven't been at Cucinetta for a long time.
Their tiramisu is probably the best in Sydney. It's not very traditional. It's got a lot of different textures in there, but you've been to Cucinetta before?
In
The one in
Woolwich.
Woolwich?
No, I haven't.
No?
Oh, I have been, but I didn't get the tiramisu there.
The tiramisu there is
Okay.
phenomenal.
I'm more for classic, simple,
Yeah, yeah.
big portion.
Big port, yeah, 100%. We went to a restaurant in Adelaide, it's Italian, with my mate Luke and Jess and Teddo. there's like tiramisu. They were going to get it for the table. I said, listen, you're getting one for me. So they shared one. I ate one. I didn't care. I was just tucking away.
You can't share. Like,
Nah.
No.
That's one food I won't share. Dessert? No. Okay.
that and a pizza.
You don't share pizza. I'm happy to share pizza if there's a couple.
Pizza isn't like Pizza Hut. Pizza's supposed to be light, and you can have 2 pizzas if you wanted to.
You meant a good pizza. You meant to have it by yourself, you know. So
Really? Okay. Oh, I know that from now on.
I'll share a slice,
Yeah.
but I don't like those little towers on the table. Like that's a pet peeve of mine.
Oh, like
Yeah,
the big pizza
yeah.
towers? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What if you get going out for dinner and you get like a couple of pizzas? You can
One-
do that? One for you? One each.
Yeah.
Would you take someone's slice or
Yeah, totally. There's no, but the whole keep it
Ah.
up. Like
You know when you go for pizza and pasta? Give me the pizza, then give me the pasta. I don't want them both at the table at the same time. That's not my thing.
That's not the thing?
No,
No.
I
Okay.
don't.
no.
I don't know.
It's too much.
What's this thing about sharing one pizza, one pasta? Like you don't mix the two things. It's like having bread with pasta. You don't do that.
Okay. All right.
That's true.
I'm
The
taking-
bread you only use it at the end
For the sauce.
For the sauce, That's it. For
okay.
scarpetta.
All right. So only pizza and then you order... Which one's first?
Well, they both first, so like one or the other.
It doesn't matter what order?
No, it's one or the other. Like you can't. You're gonna have both of them.
Yeah, I'd go to a restaurant, have a pizza, and then eat a pasta. But
Oh, really?
That's why I'm comfortable.
Well, get out of that comfort zone, mate. One only.
One
Robertino
only.
said one only.
Could I have 2
No,
pizzas?
everyone is.
Yeah, it's delicious. All right, so I can't say the dishes, but I know what they are. They're lasagna, tiramisu.
No, we're going to do carbonara on top.
Oh, sorry, the
Lasagna?
lasagna.
Lasagna, amatriciana. We go with
Amatriciana,
yours.
yeah. The vodka.
Go for it.
Vodka. and then
Tiramisu fifth?
Just dessert. You always
it's in-
finish on a
it's,
dessert.
It's in top 5. Leave it at the end.
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
It's still up there.
Great list. Well, Robertino, thank you so much for coming on and joining us.
Thank you guys
man.
for the invite.
Mate, it's been so insightful listening to you and just hearing your story because I don't know, I don't have that interaction. So for me, hearing someone that's migrated and, like you said, become a success and hearing what you went through, I didn't experience that. A lot of people didn't experience that. It's fascinating, mate. So, mate, you should be proud of yourself, like what you've built,
you.
and even the friendship, the way Nick obviously speaks highly of you. And I'll speak highly of you as well, even from this conversation tonight we've had, because, mate, top bloke.
He
Top
might
man.
not speak highly of you. Hang on a second.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We almost missed it. You got to compare the flavors and tell us what one you prefer. Because
You did it after my speech on him.
I know.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
It's been nice.
So I love this one.
But honesty is the best policy.
They're quite similar though.
You reckon?
Probably this one it's a bit easier to drink. That's got more, flavor to it.
Oh, this one's gonna have a lot more sugar for sure.
So which one, if you were to pick one of the two, again, doesn't matter. It's
Now that I have both, probably this one.
Oh fuck! That's the first person. That's the first one.
the speech remains in the edit. Well, yeah, that's
You're the first person to pick that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
else says this one here, the blackberry.
It's lighter to drink. Like, I'm not a big fan of fruity drinks and
Oh,
things.
okay, yeah.
So like,
Oh, then that one would have been super sweet for you.
yeah.
Yeah.
There
Alright,
you go.
so I'll still win.
cheers to that.
Oh, he's a sore loser, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Competitive.
Comfortable.
Yeah,
Competitive.
comfortable.
All right, guys. Well, that's been all for our episode this
amazing.
week. We look forward to seeing you to the next one.
That's it. We'll catch you next week on Flaeva.